The Colts won the toss. They defer. We will see the Chicago offense here at the start. I defer this whole thing down to the field, and Aaron Andrews.
Fine, I'll take it. Hey, first 1 o'clock game of the season for the Colts, and like you mentioned, the roof is open, and there's a couple of things we're going to keep our eye on with that. One being this sunlight. It is covering half of the field. The other half, well, they're in the dark. These teams are going to be dealing with shadows, and a couple of the players I spoke with said returner is going to have the biggest problem with that. They're the ones that have to look up at the sky, try to find the ball in this light. The other part is the window that's open. Kicker Adam Vinatieri telling me there is a 5-yard breeze coming from that window. It's something they have to take into account. He said, I'll just be happy when I have to kick the other way. So some things to look for. Joe?
Pat McAfee's lost his mind. What's going on at the start of this game? Here's Deontay Thompson on the return. Out across the 30, and a lot of Bears fans in attendance enjoyed that return. What was that, Aikman? What is this?
Man, I don't know, but I think it'll be the last time we see it. The Bears, they get a good return off of whatever they're trying to accomplish with all the shenanigans there.
We'll go down to Aaron for the scores. Bruno Taglioni, or whatever his name is, and Kerry Ananaba.
20!
From the 32, quick throw, Jeffrey on the outside, and a good start for Mr. Hoyer. What are we going to see from Brian Hoyer? He's been good the last 2 weeks, and we look at this offense that this is kind of weird statistically, Troy, as you look what they've done. Their average yards per play on first down.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense when you look at that graphic, but the reason they've been so good on first down and ranked so high is most of their big plays that they've been able to have come on first down, so it inflates that average quite a bit.
Well, they got 8 on their first down of the game. Now a toss, and the rookie, Howard, who was so impressive last week with a 111-yard day against the Lions, picks up 7 and a first down. And to just further make the point, exactly what you were talking about, their big chunk plays have come on first down.
Yeah, you get more than 10 yards, and then you're lined back up for 1st and 10 again, and then you don't do quite so well. But you know, this is an offense that last week against the Lions, they were finally able to get that running game going. That was a nice carry by Jordan Howard.
Out of the shotgun, Hoyer sets up, throws, finds the tight end, Zach Miller with 45. Let's go back to that 8-yard catch and run by Alshon Jeffrey, who may have come out of it a little bit banged up. And it's because of that hit that he got from Clayton Geathers. On second down, another first down, another big carry by Jordan Howard. And he has pumped some life into the ground game for the Bears the last 2 weeks, a gain of 11.
Yeah, not a real fast guy. He's not a real quick guy. But the thing that John Fox really likes about him is he has great vision. And I think that he times things up pretty well with this offensive line. They do a good job on that backside. He sees the backside cut, takes it. Another nice gain for Howard.
Movement on the right end of the line by Paulson.
Full start. Offense number 82. 5-yard penalty. First down.
Well, so far the Bears have run 4 plays that have gone for 8 yards, 7 yards, 8 yards, then 11. Now they're faced with 1st and 15. And Alshon Jeffrey back on the field for Chicago. Hoyer, quick setup, not there. Breaks free and finds Howard. A flag flies. The umpire threw the flag at the end of that throw from Hoyer, looks like against Chicago. And it is on a hold.
Holding. Offense number 71. 10-yard penalty. First down.
Longtime Packer Josh Sitton added right before the start of the year.
Here he is right here at left guard, and this drive that started out so promising is now going backwards, and spin move on the inside, and Sitton just gets out of position and reaches out and grabs, and they call him for the hold.
1st and 25. Blitz, quick throw, pass caught. Eddie Royal out of bounds with a gain of 5. Let's look at this defense. They've had some injuries hit this defense as well, and you look at points allowed. I don't know a more important category than that. 30th, allowing over 31 points a game.
Too many points, too many penalties, too many missed tackles. All the things that contribute to poor play have plagued this defense.
2nd and 20, screen for Howard, gets a block from Sitton. Howard inside the 30 and out of bounds near first down yardage. Picks up 18, wrestled out by Geathers.
Yeah, 2nd and long, and they call up the screen, they execute it perfectly, and you see the blocking that takes place, and then a missed tackle that could have gotten him down on the ground earlier. But these are some of the things that Jordan Howard has been impressive with, not only with the running, but timing up the screen game like he did there. Not always easy for some backs to do.
3rd down and 2. Hoyer, carry, first down. Out of bounds near the 10, knocked out by Geathers. And the first catch and run by Kadeem Carey, who took over for Jordan Howard on 3rd and 2, picks up 15.
It looks like right here he's supposed to carry the fullback into the flat, and then he gets caught up in the wash because of the route in the middle, and they just turn him loose to the flat for an easy conversion.
Bears overcome a 1st and 25. Hoyer 5 for 5 to start the day. Carey left side. Well played this time by Indy up front. First guy there was DeQuell Jackson. Chuck Pagano has been hearing it the last couple of weeks. In his 5th season as the Colts head coach, and off to this 1-3 start.
He can't be happy with this right here. I mean, you get a team backed up 1st and 25 on the opening possession, and they are allowed to convert. And the Bears, who did not have a 5-minute drive through the first 3 weeks of the season, had 2 last week. They open up this ball game against the Colts. Over 5 minutes already.
On the edge, it's Meredith. He is near the end zone, but a flag is thrown. They're going to mark him inside the 1, but a flag down right at the spot where Cam Meredith was tackled. If the play stands, it would be a first down. We'll see if it does. John Hussey.
Personal foul, face mask offense. Number 21, 15-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. 2nd down.
Said 21, but we believe it's on Jordan Howard, number 24 on the left side. Right there. And that moves the ball back to the 18. Second and 17. Quick throws, Eddie Royal right side, well played. Butler came up to make it. Darius Butler in his 2nd game back from a hamstring strain makes a nice play, a gain of 2.
He does. He's missed the last couple of weeks. He's able to play through the blockers. One of those design plays by the Bears that they're going to throw the ball out quick. They're going to get the blocker out in front of him. That was Zach Miller, but Butler plays through Miller and makes a good play on the ball.
Third and 15. Blitz. Bears pick it up. End zone incomplete. No flag. Zach Miller the target, and he was looking for the yellow hanky. Didn't get it.
Boy, Hoyer read it beautifully. Zach Miller on that coverage. You're going to see the middle of the field open up, and then he's just got to get in there, and he's holding it, waiting for an angle, and just unable to get to the middle the way that he wanted him to. TJ Green, he's over there in coverage, and A good stop then defensively by the Colts. Of course, the penalty, and they get him backed up. The Bears are able to convert, but the penalty there on Jordan Howard pretty much eliminated their opportunity to come away with a touchdown on this drive.
Play clock is winding down here. 35-yard try. And Counterbarth drills it. But the penalties hurt, especially the face mask on Jordan Howard. Marched him back. Colts hold. Give up 3. 3-0. Chicago.
Today's game is sponsored by Southwest. Yes to low fares with nothing to hide. That's transparency.
It should touch 70 degrees here in Indianapolis, Indiana. In a beautiful venue, Lucas Oil Stadium. And first points belong to Chicago. Long drive, 12 plays, 51 yards. Penalties hurt. Instead of a touchdown, it's a field goal. About to see Andrew Luck. This one's got a one hop into the arms of Quan Bray. Just short of the 20. Well, a drive that ended in large part because of that face mask on Jordan Howard. Field goal, the result.
Today's game is sponsored by Bud Light. Make the right call. Drink responsibly.
It is a crisp day on Sunday, October 9th. It's been nothing but excellence for Andrew Luck, except for what he's done and what the Colts have done since the 2014 AFC Champ game.
White 90!
3-9 over his last 12 starts. Blitz off the edge. Colts pick it up. Andrew Luck takes off and slides for a first down.
I know after Andrew Luck got hit so much last week that people are going to think protection breaks down, but it's actually pretty good. He has a pocketing step up. He's just trying to take a shot down the field. First play of the game, maybe they can get one big over the top, but the Bears play it nicely, and the seas parted, and Luck takes the middle of the field for a good game.
He is a big man, 6'4", 240. On first down. Play action. Pass is caught by Dwayne Allen, the tight end. And a gain of 3. It's been a while since the Colts have had a 100-yard rusher. It's been 54 games to be exact. Week 15, 2012, Vic Ballard at Houston.
You believe that?
No, I don't. But it's true. Flag is down. So's the ball onto the turf, broken up by Callahan.
Haven't had a 100-yard rusher since Andrew Luck was a rookie.
There are 2 flags on the play.
Defense, too many men on the field. 5-yard penalty, second down.
So both for the same infraction, and that won't sit well with the longtime head coach John Fox in his second year with Chicago. Spent 4 years as head coach in Denver, took them to a Super Bowl, spent 9 years as head coach in Carolina, took them to a Super Bowl. 2nd and 2. It's already 4 penalties against the Bears. Here's Gore. And Gore out to midfield, picked up 11. Let's take a look, Troy, at this offensive line, because the right side has been in flux since the start of the year.
Yeah, there's been a lot of moving parts, and last week starting 3 rookies, they gave up 6 sacks. They get their right guard Denzel Good back at right guard, and now they have the rookie Haig, who moves back out to right tackle. So hard to really get locked in when you're moving around these players the way that they've had to through the early part of this season.
Luck, pass caught, and that's the top target, T.Y. Hilton. Good for 15, working on Bryce Callahan.
Yeah, this is a nice route at the top. You see he sticks his foot in the ground and then goes to the post, and Luck sticks it on him, and he's going to be targeted. This is a guy who they certainly want to try to get the ball to any way possible, and he's had the ball thrown in a lot here in the early part of this year.
From the 35, Luck was looking for the home run ball. Comes underneath, incomplete for Frank Gore. The Bears had the terrible game at Dallas. The other 3 pretty good. They're number 8 against the pass. They're number 10 defense overall, 19 in points scored against. 2nd and 10. Luck is brought down. Another sack, and it's Willie Young. Luck sacked for the 16th time this season.
I'm not sure what got Luck off this throw out here. You're going to see the wide receiver, if Luck puts his foot down and lets it go, he's got an open guy, and something just spooked him off of it, and then when he did, the protection collapsed.
2nd sack for Willie Young. Third and 11. Luck comes underneath, incomplete for Ferguson. And Vinatieri right now is going to come out onto the field and attempt a 54-yarder, which would be his season long.
Ryan Kelly, he's the rookie center who has started every ball game, and the thing that they did not handle well last week was the twist. And you're going to see him come around here, and Kelly has to come off of that and feel that. They wanted to take a shot up that left sideline once again, and just not enough time for Luck to hang in there.
Kicking with the wind is Vinatieri. And Vinatieri's got another 34 straight for the 43-year-old who owns 4 Super Bowl rings. He can still do it in his 21st year, and he's tied it at 3.
Today's game on Fox is sponsored by the new Bacon King Sandwich. 6 strips of crispy bacon piled atop a half pound of 100% beef, only at Burger King. By the Lincoln Motor Company and the new 2016 Lincoln MKX. And by Citrix. Better meetings start with GoToMeeting.
The great city of Indianapolis, Indiana. This downtown has really taken major steps forward. It's a fun downtown to visit. The place was packed this weekend. Are we dancing again? Yes, we are. This is fun. Yeah, I know. Everybody, Wham! Here's Thompson. Out near the 25. Andrew Luck, your sacks and hits don't bother me. Saying hi to Willie Young. Yes! Game's tied 3-3. Brian Hoyer, opening drive, went 6 for 7, 55 yards, found 5 different receivers. 3-3 game. And off is to Jordan Howard, and there's nothing there.
Well, the thing they like about Brian Hoyer, Joe, is the fact that he has not turned the ball over. As I said last week, they were able to get the running game going a little bit better than they had all year with Jordan Howard, and that certainly helped. They were still in a tight ball game, but he managed the game well. The intangibles that he has is really what his teammates like. He's a great leader out there on the field, and R.J. Glazer reported it's his job to lose even once Cutler comes back from injury.
2nd and 10. Pass is incomplete for Cameron Meredith. 3rd down and 10. It's worth getting into the discussion about Hoyer, about Cutler, as you look at the incompletion. And that ball well, I don't know. Akeem Ayers was out there. Before we get into that, it's definitely bobbled.
Yeah, that bounce right there at the very end.
I don't know that his arm wasn't under it, though.
I don't think so. I thought it was a good call. I thought I saw it bounce. It was awfully good coverage there by Akeem Ayers, but I'll take another look after this play. But it looked to me like a hit at the very end.
Doesn't matter. It's 3rd down and 10. Pass is to Eddie Royal. The catch is made, but short of a 1st down. It'll be 4th down and 1.
You're running that out route like that, and you're anticipating that you're going to get the depth necessary in order to convert on a caught ball when you're unable to keep your feet. But yet Eddie Royal, coming off a big game last week, as you see, he runs the out route, and you just got to get more depth than that. Maybe the throw just led him a little bit too much to the sidelines. If you stick it on him, he's probably able to shoulder his way past the line to gain.
O'Donnell to punt. 31st in the league in net average. End over end, fair catch called for by Quan Bray. 20. It was Eddie Royal on the catch. Nice catch. But a yard short. Defense did its job for Indianapolis. Now the offense out there at the 20.
White 90!
This is Bray on the end around, and man, he got hit hard. Ball's out. That's the first time we've heard a whistle, but Indianapolis back on top of it as Joe Haig got the loose ball anyway. Well, that was a big hit on Quan Bray.
Looked like Danny Trevathan is the one who came in and popped him, and of course he's been out the last couple of weeks himself. They're glad to have him back in the lineup.
Broken thumb, had surgery. Wearing a cast and playing 2nd and 3. Pass caught, first down. T.Y. Hilton out across the 35. They'll mark him at the 35, gain of 8.
You look at this Bears defense and the job that Vic Fangio has done kind of piecing it together. This is a team overall that's had a lot of injuries. He's got some young players. Bryce Callahan there who missed the tackle, an up-and-coming guy who's overcome a lot, got the start again this week, played well in that win last week against the Lions.
Hey, Lakers top rock! Lakers top rock! Silver rock! Take 2! White 90!
Here's Gore. And Frank Gore, who started this day 20 yards shy of being number 9 on the all-time rushing list, carries it for 3. He passed Marcus Allen, Edgerrin James, and Marshall Faulk last week, and he's got Jim Brown in his sights for the next guy to pass.
Good company to be with.
He's 6 yards away from that. Here's a pass caught by Quan Bray. Underneath as Bray found a hole in that defense and has his 2nd catch of the year. 22-yard completion from Luck.
That's outstanding protection for Andrew Luck. He went through about 4 receivers before he finally gets the ball to Bray over the middle. A lot of time back there to survey the field.
Biggest play of the afternoon, 22 yards.
Lakers ride! White 90!
Delayed handoff, Gore, left side. Frank Gore, number 9 all-time on the rushing list to the 24. Brzezinski on the stop. And Frank Gore, Troy, just past Jim Brown.
Left tackle Anthony Costanzo, he's the one who sets the edge. And then you see the receivers, T.Y. Hilton, he gets in the action, but that's why Gore was able to get out on the corner the way that he was able to.
Last minute of the quarter, pass is caught by the tight end. That's Jack Doyle. 4-yard completion to number 84. Frank Gore, who played 10 years with the 49ers, had over 11,000 yards there. Is number 9 on the all-time list.
70! What's that? 290!
Looked like Luck got him. Keem Hicks. Gore's reaction tells you might go the other way.
Full start, number 12 of the offense. 5-yard penalty, 2nd down.
We don't see it called a lot, but they get Andrew Luck for being too demonstrative.
And you start bobbing that head, and I didn't see it while he was making the calls. Let's take a look at Andrew Luck and see. That's terrible.
That's not a good call.
That's a terrible call, and usually if they get you, they're going to get you when you're underneath center. I mean, those defensive linemen, they can't see the quarterback in the stance they're in. That's a terrible call.
2nd and 11. 10 seconds left in the quarter. Luck hopping around underneath, finds Gore. And that'll be the final play of the opening quarter, and the Colts are inside scoring range in a 3-3 game. Back after this from your local Fox station. Above the list, and Frank Gore is now number 9 all time with Jim Brown and Marshall Faulk behind him. And 3rd and 12 it will be, thanks to Dwayne Allen.
We've seen
Full
both
start.
teams.
Offense number 83. 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
We've seen both these teams now. You start having some drives and then penalties. Just too many penalties. And that's been something that has plagued both of them. And one of the reasons why they're coming into this game 1-3. It's just been a real struggle in some fundamental areas.
Most penalized team in the NFL. Chuck Pagano's crew brings up 3rd and 12. Luck throws, pass, caught, Dorsett. 1st and goal.
Philip Dorsett, you can see the route. Perfect coverage. You got man underneath, 2 deep safeties. Those are the areas of the field. Hard to work, straight up the field. You go to the corner and you've got to put the ball out there on the money. And Andrew Luck is able to do that. So they're able to convert there on a long down situation. And just a really nice route by Dorsett.
1st round pick from Miami a year ago. Colts are without Dante Moncrief. Yet again. And they're going to say he's out of bounds short of the end zone. Good tackle by Adrian Amos.
Adrian Amos, he's a guy they've been real pleased with. 2nd-year player and physical safety. He comes in and Dwayne Allen's got some size to him, but he's able to get him to the ground. Ball comes out. It looked initially like maybe he'd got to the pylon, but the ball came out. Good call there by the official.
They marked him all the way back at the 2. Joe Wright's an eligible receiver. Been good in the red zone and specifically in goal-to-goal situations. 10th play of this drive.
Here we go. Second. 160.
Luck pulls it back twice. 3 times. Well played by Chicago. 3rd and goal.
You see Doyle, that's who Luck was trying to get the ball to. Just good coverage across the board. Luck once again, he's got good time in the pocket. You see him, what he's able to work with and pump fake a couple times, and right there it looked initially like Luck was thinking about trying to go for it himself. He was going to get blown up, and for a guy who came into this game nursing a shoulder injury that he suffered a few weeks ago, good decision just to unload it.
Bears have allowed 5 rushing touchdowns. 4 in the backfield on 3rd and goal. Pass is caught, but short of a touchdown. Chester Rogers. What a play made by Callahan. 4th and goal, and Pagano keeps the offense out there.
Well, Callahan, he has to navigate Dorsett. He's in man coverage, and he's able to go over the top of Dorsett, still be in a position to make the play on Rogers. Yeah, that's good work on his part. They thought they could get a natural pick and get it to Rogers and then for the touchdown, but Callahan, he played it beautifully.
Play clock is at 9. Going for it on 4th and goal. Play action. Pass wide open. Touchdown, Dwayne Allen.
Well, the linebacker here, he just hits it because of the play action fake in the backfield, and it makes it tough then on a defense down there that tight. If you're going to stop the run, you've got to read it, you got to hit it, and then hopefully if it's a pass, you can see the blockers and anticipate that. But it puts those guys in a real bind as Gerald Freeman comes up and Dwayne Allen in for the touchdown.
Freeman, the former Colt, he bid on the play action, a touchdown to Dwayne Allen. Andrew Luck has got a 1-yard touchdown pass, 2nd of the year for Dwayne Allen. Colts lead by 7.
Today's Game on Fox is sponsored by Domino's. Order online and track your order. By Lowe's. And by Miller Lite, the original light beer.
A moment ago on the sidelines after the touchdown throw, it's Jarrell Freeman who broke up this frustration that boiled over with Harold Jones Corte and Danny Trevathan. Down by 7 now. Staying in the end zone is Deontay Thompson. Well, the NFL's been impressed with the play of the rookie Jordan Howard. Had a big game last week, and for more on this 21-year-old, down to Aaron we go.
Well, Jordan Howard with a really touching story. When he was 12 years old, he lost his dad, Reginald, who everyone called Doc, to pulmonary fibrosis. And Joe, he wears this t-shirt under his shirt, and this t-shirt has tested time here. He's worn it since he was in 7th grade. He's had to cut out the sides. He's had to make it a bit longer. Like I said, he worn it since he was 7th grade. He said, when I convinced my dad when I was 7 years old to play football, he was at every single practice. He chose that photo because his dad smiled, and he said, I inherited that from him.
Aaron thanks. There's more to it. As from the 25, here he is, left side, and down he goes to Quill Jackson with a play. And just to finish on Jordan Howard, he and his dad would listen to music on their way to every game. His dad believed that his son would end up in the NFL. Didn't get a chance to see that dream come to fruition, but for Jordan, he lost his father on January 31st, 2007. Jordan was there in the room when his dad passed away. He was obviously emotional at that moment, and then put himself back together, and he's been playing for his dad and his dad's memory ever since. Zach Miller on the catch, 3rd down coming up. Kurt with a game break.
That's a great story on Howard there, guys. How about Tom Brady? First game back, 2 drives, 2 touchdowns. This pass to Martellus Bennett put the New England Patriots up 16-7 right now on Cleveland. Joe Troy.
Kurt, thanks. There's Brady. Here he comes, NFL.
That could be a bloodbath before that game's over.
3rd down and 5 here for the Bears. Brady's former backup, Brian Hoyer, in the pocket, finds a 1st down. Catch is made by Eddie Royal.
Well, Eddie Royal, as I said, he had a big game last week. Questionable as to whether or not he would be able to play. Had a calf injury coming in, but he is suited up, and that's Brian Hoyer and the things that he has done. He's very familiar with the play caller, Dow Loggins, who was his quarterback coach at Cleveland. And it's a little different offense from the one Hoyer ran there, but the familiarity with the play caller has certainly helped his performance here in Chicago.
Quick throws, passes caught by Meredith. Makes a move down the sideline, still going inside the 30. Gain of 30.
Cameron Meredith getting his opportunity. You see that he stretches out, trying to make a play on the ball. The corner looked like Patrick Robinson. And he's able to get past him for a good game.
Here's Howard down to the 25. Well, Cameron Meredith has to step up. There's no Kevin White, who was the 7th overall pick a year ago. He's played only 4 games in the NFL. Last year was on IR all season. Now he's back on IR with a fractured right fibula. And so Cameron Meredith, who is new to the position, former college quarterback, he's got the look. And the size, 6'3", 207, made that 30-yard play.
Another big wide receiver, much like Alshon Jeffrey and Kevin White.
Here's Royal on a receiver screen for a 1st down. Ball's out. Josh Sitton is there to save it. And does he keep it at the bottom of the pile? And he does. They signal 3rd down. Bears keep it. Royal had the 1st down and then gave it up.
And you see right there is Butler's the one who comes in and knocks it out. And Eddie Royal does an excellent job as far as navigating the traffic in the middle. But good things happen around the ball. And Josh Sitton, who was just following behind the play in a perfect position then to recover the ball.
That's 9 fumbles already for the Bears to start the year. 3rd and 3. Pass is caught. Royal. Forward progress is enough for a first down. Working on Darius Butler. And Troy, it's been impressive for Brian Hoyer. He's thrown for over 600 yards the last 2 weeks, and he's off to a good start today.
Well, he sure is.
Offense number 75. 10-yard penalty. 3rd down.
They get Kyle Long right here. That flag was hidden to us. Must have been under a body, and that's going to wipe away the first down. So Kyle Long guilty of a hold.
Yeah, you see Long going down and grabbing him as he's going to the ground. And so once again, another drive here by the Bears. It's going the wrong direction. It's staring at 3rd and long.
3rd down and 13. Hoyer throws it away. And another promising drive for the Bears is stalled because of penalties.
Just unable to find anybody open down the field to get the ball to. 3rd and long, they drop into coverage, and Hoyer being smart with the football, just not wanting to take any chances down here and not give his guys an opportunity to come away with some points on this possession.
Hoyer played in the postseason last year with Houston when they got worked by Kansas City. Here's a 49-yard try by Connor Barth. Barth is up to the task. They cut their longtime kicker Robbie Gould. Barth 2 for 2 today in what's now a 4-point game. Sports in the state of Indiana, says the Indiana University attendee. I know they lost yesterday to Ohio State, but they hung in there tough on the road. 10-6 game. And Barth will kick it away with 2 deep. Bray from inside the end zone. Full head of steam. Good return across the 35. Let's talk baseball. You want to talk baseball? Chicago, the Cubs and the Giants tomorrow. National League Division Series Game 3 comes up 2 games to nothing. And it's on FS1. And by the way, that'll be a tremendous pitching matchup. It's Madison Bumgarner, who is #1 on the list of big game pitchers these days in October, taking on Jake Arrieta. Block drops a snap. Didn't look like the snap was bad, Troy. He might have just taken his eye off it, maybe a little to his right, but not terrible.
Yeah, it didn't look bad from here, and just kind of lost concentration. Sometimes it becomes second nature. You don't look it all the way in, but
loss of 4.
White 7. What's up? Hey, trim right flag it. No. White 50, white 50. White 70. What's that?
Luck, protected, pass, caught, Hilton. T.Y. down inside the 45. Good for 22.
A lot of question marks all year about this offensive line. I know Luck has been sacked once already, but he's had some clean looks here in this first half. And T.Y. Hilton using his speed, you got to respect it. You can't let him run by you, and because of that, anytime you got a speed guy, they should be able to just eat a defense up in the middle of the field. And T.Y. Hilton shows it there.
T.Y. ripped off. Here's Bray. Pass incomplete. Meanwhile, Andrew Luck has 3 completions of over 20 yards in this game. And let's go back to the 22-yarder, and at the end of it, T.Y. Hilton Well, he got landed on and then right there limped over to the sideline.
Well, both these teams at the wide receiver position have been pretty banged up. You talked about Dante Moncrief missing another game. Looks like he's going to be out yet a few more weeks. And once you get past T.Y. Hilton, the next leading wide receiver is Dorsett with just 9 receptions coming into this game.
Well-designed play here, Ferguson. And he is able to tiptoe along the sideline. We'll see where they mark him just outside the 35, a gain of 9.
Yeah, they kind of like Josh Ferguson in that role. I know he had a couple drops already. Had one last week that hurt him in trying to convert on a 3rd down. But some of the things that he's able to do catching the football, they kind of like.
3rd down and 1.
Both of these quarterbacks, as you see, Andrew Luck's numbers have been very efficient here in this first half throwing the football.
Sacked only once, hit 3 times. Would be a 53-yard field goal from this spot. And more surprises for Luck, and the pass skips in incomplete. Chester Rogers was the target, and here comes Vinatieri.
I don't think Andrew Luck was ready for the ball, and that's not the first time. You see that it got on him, and I mean, they're lucky that something worse didn't happen, that he's able to at least still recover it, but missed opportunity and not able to convert there on 3rd and short. And I saw one earlier in that first quarter where the same thing happened, that Luck was able to manage it.
Vinatieri has been incredible. 64 of 67 since 2014, and add another. Getting better with age is Adam Vinatieri. He's hit from 54, now 53, and the lead is 7 again for Indianapolis.
Today's game is sponsored by Walmart. Save money. Live better.
Adam Vinatieri before the game is giving out Hall of Fame autographs. Kicker with 4 Super Bowl championship rings. Still at the top of his craft. Deontay Thompson will take a knee, and we will welcome you into our broadcast booth from right over there. Let's talk Colts. We came on the air talking about them protecting, the need to protect Andrew Luck, and they have.
Yeah, they sure have. I know he's been hit a few times, but considering what it has been like for him, you know, through the other games, I think they've done a really nice job. And there were some questions on my part as to how the Colts would come out and play today. You know, remember, they played in London, you know, last week, and they're the first team to come back from London and not have a bye week. In fact, it was on their request not to have the bye week, but that's a long way to go. And a lot of urgency based on that game and how they didn't perform to the level that they feel that they should have. But the early goings, especially offensively, have been good.
Handoff is to the rookie, and Howard takes off. Jordan Howard inside the 30 and dragged down by Adams inside the 20. 58 for number 24.
Now just zone blocking up front along that right side, and you got Kyle Long. He gets up there at the linebacker level, and it's off to the races. And I said earlier that Jordan Howard, you know, not great breakaway speed, but you know, faster than what you would think. Certainly watching him on tape, but if he was faster, that's a house call right there. But a heck of a game.
Take a timeout for an injury on the field. It's Adams who made the touchdown saving tackle. Officially ruled a 57-yard run by Jordan Howard. Bears season long from the 18. Howard left side after the injury timeout, cuts upfield, takes it to the 15. It's the 4th longest run in the NFL this season, and here it is.
You see the job Kyle Long does now. Patrick Robinson, the cornerback, he's right there in the hole. You know, he's the extra defender, but the extra defender doesn't always have to make the tackle, and he's able to get inside of that Howard. Mike Adams does a great job running him down, but he's right at the end of that play. It looked like maybe banged his head on the turf, and that's what got him off the field, checking him out, but now he's back in the lineup.
2nd and 7.
Like 20!
A lot of quick throws. Meredith making a move down inside the 5. 1st and goal. Working on Patrick Robinson. They may have found something in the 23-year-old Illinois State college free agent. This ball came out. The Bears snap it in a blink to avoid a review, and Howard gets stood up. Good work by the Bears to get back to the line of scrimmage and snap it. Because you always get into the idea, was this part of the catch going to the ground? Doesn't matter now. It stands as a completion for a first down.
Yeah, that's always anybody's guess as to whether or not it was part of the process. It's a big drive right here for the Bears team. I mean, they've had a couple good drives. They've stalled when they've gotten down here, and some nice plays, but to be here second and goal, they need to finish this one off.
Hey, apple, 52. Hurry, hurry.
Howard left side for the touchdown. Flag at the end of it. Flag thrown at the very end of the play after the touchdown.
Holding, offense number 82. 10-yard penalty, second down.
Penalties are killing John Fox's Chicago
they
Bears.
really are. This is on Logan Paulson. I thought from here that he actually did a great job blocking, but that's the hold just enough as he's trying to get away. It was Eric Walden who he was holding. Paulson, that's kind of his specialty on this squad is as a blocker, but a very costly penalty, obviously, to back them up. Once again, now second and goal from the 15-yard line.
That's been the story of this half for Chicago. Logan Paulson now on the list. Second and goal from back at the 15. Hoyer, end zone. Meredith for the touchdown. Welcome to the spotlight, Cameron Meredith.
Well, he's a big target, as you said earlier. He's 6'3". He runs a great route. It's a double move. They go trips to the field. They run Cameron Meredith. Watch, he starts like he's going to run a curl, and it was Patrick Robinson once again who's targeted, and he slips. He bites on the curl route and allows Meredith to get in behind him. Second and goal from the 15, and they put it in the end zone. That's a great job by Hoyer and an excellent route by Cameron Meredith.
It was Jordan Howard who ran the ball for 57 yards on one play to set it up. And then Hoyer and the offense for Chicago overcame the holding call and get their first touchdown and tie this game at 13. Chuck Pagano in his 5th year as head coach with the Indianapolis Colts. You read the quotes. The last one is kind of our personal favorite. He said it to us on Friday. They can fire you, but they can't eat you. And a man who has beaten cancer has a great perspective. He's also piled up a lot of wins, but it's been a frustrating year and a half.
Well, you know, they go to the AFC Championship game 2 years ago, and high expectations. 11-5 each of his first 3 seasons, and then last year with high expectations to finish 8-8 in a battle to get to that point. The start of this year has not been kind to Pagano.
Colts will start at the 25.
Go back and take a look at that play here by Patrick Robinson in coverage, and he just bites on the move. It's a good move, as I said, by Cam Meredith. But think back to last week in London, and Antonio Cromartie, who got beat, had some penalties against him at the end of that half against Jacksonville, was benched in the second half and then ultimately cut this week. And you know, Robinson kind of going through an afternoon a little bit like that. I don't think for a minute, though, with the numbers that they have, that there's any chance that Robinson won't be on the field when we come out in the second half.
Here's Gore. Let's check in with Carissa for the game break.
Thanks, Joe. Philly at Detroit. Matt Stafford likes playing the Eagles. Last year he had 5 touchdowns against them. So far today, he's already got 3. Detroit's up 21-7. That one to Marvin Jones Jr., Joe, Troy, and Eric.
3-0 Eagles against the Lions, who the Bears beat last week. Here's T.Y. Hilton with 3:07 left. in the first half. A nice catch and run of 19 yards. But a flag back at the 21. We'll see who it's against.
The Bears are pointing at the Colts.
Illegal hands of face. Number 73 of the offense. 10-yard penalty. Second down.
It's Joe Haig.
Yeah, that's the rookie who definitely has his right hand there into the headgear of Akeem Hicks, and you know he's been having to bounce around a little bit. As I said, a couple weeks ago he started at right guard. Last week he had to move out to right tackle, and then here he is at right tackle once again. But it's like both these teams, they get something going, and then a penalty offensively kind of sets them back into some long down and distances.
Yeah, they really like Haig better inside. But starting at right tackle, 2nd and 16. Luck floats it. Hilton with a catch near midfield.
You see T.Y. Hilton, who they turn loose, but it's Andrew Luck who is able to get outside the pocket. He takes a hit at the end of this play, but he's able to deliver to the ball perfectly to pick up that first down. A nice game.
Ball start. Boy, these penalties really piling up.
Full start. Offense number 78. 5-yard penalty. First down.
Now it's Ryan Kelly, the young center.
Yeah, he's kind of had his growing pains, and to come in as a young player and play center, I mean, initially that's not where he was going to be, but when you're trying to be a young guy making calls at the center position and all the things that are required, it's a tough position to play, but he's done a pretty good job and not there.
3 false start calls against the Colts. It's the 2-minute warning in Indianapolis. Follow your favorite team all season long. Go to iTunes.com/NFL. 2 minutes left in this first half. 1st and 15. After the 3rd false start call against the Colts here at home. Screen for Ferguson. Callahan up to make the hit. And you can see why they like him, an undrafted college free agent out of Rice.
Well, that was impressive there to come in and make the tackle the way that he did. And he was on the practice squad, worked his way up as the nickel corner a year ago, and now making his 2nd start.
Luck. This one broken up. Hilton was the target. Porter got up, may have gotten his right hand on it. 3rd and 14.
A risky throw there. I don't think Andrew Luck saw Porter at all.
Well, 3 timeouts left, and both sides are thinking about when they're going to use them. Chicago wants to stop. Indy wants this drive to continue.
Well, John Fox has got to be thinking make a stop here, and then with plenty of time, as you said, 3 timeouts, they can try to go down and get some more points before the end of this half.
Like 70! What's that?
Blitz. Luck protected. Time running out. Sideline. Pass is caught by Hilton. First down, and what a play by Andrew Luck. And a nice catch by T.Y. Hilton.
T.Y. Hilton, he falls down as he's trying to come out of the route. And it's just a scramble drill, and Andrew Luck showing the athleticism that he has for a big man, just keeping the play alive. And 3rd and long, and the Bears give up the first down.
Hilton checks out, a 20-yarder, and that's the 5th completion for Andrew Luck of 20 or more yards.
Check out!
And a half.
There's 70!
He's reminding us all what he can do when he's protected. Here's Ferguson.
Well, the Bears without their first-round pick Leonard Floyd today, and they just have not been able to generate any kind of pressure. Vic Fangio is not a defensive coordinator that brings extra people. He prefers to rush 4 guys, and they just have not gotten home.
Here's Hilton again, left alone in the middle of the field down near the 10. 21 yards, and that's 6 now. 6 big chunks put up by Andrew Luck.
Yeah, just a busted coverage right in the middle, and nobody there to pick up T.Y. Hilton.
Who's over 100 yards in the game. This is a low throw and caught by Dorsett. And a timeout is taken. With that, Indianapolis calls a timeout. Here's Kurt. What's coming up at halftime?
Coming up on the Visa Halftime, Minnesota tries to remain one of the 3 undefeated teams in the league. And TB12, that's right, Tom Brady, tries to keep the Browns the NFL's only winless team. Join me in this TBOG on the Visa Halftime Show. You ready?
I'm ready. America, you ready?
You warmed up?
I'm warmed up.
All right.
Let's go back to that last play, see if Dorsett actually caught this. And he did.
Sure did. Look like Bradshaw's warming up for another quarterback contest. I got to go head-to-head with the Hall of Famer
week 2.
Back in week 2.
Who won that one?
Well, I brought it up for a reason. But it looked like Terry's been practicing a little bit today.
He's right now thinking, yeah, I got 4 rings, Aikman. You got 3.
Yeah, he wins, and that's all that matters.
Second and goal. Left side pass is caught, but short. Callahan again. Chester Rogers on the catch. Timeout taken by Indianapolis.
Same play they ran earlier, and Callahan, he's there once again to make the tackle. It's been impressive what he's been able to do. And as I said, Vic Fangio kind of having to piece a lot of these things together. Trayvon LeBlanc, he's another young guy who's getting an opportunity, but Callahan, I've been impressed with him. Like I said, not real tall. He's only 5'9", but he's got a lot of athletic ability. He's got good ball skills. He's had a nice first half.
So now 3rd down and goal, 1 timeout left. 22 seconds on the clock.
Well, that 1 timeout affords them some options down here. They go play action. They can hand it off and run it. Anything they want to do, they've got for them.
Receivers to the right, tight end to the left. Luck is sacked, and a play made by Chicago. Willie Young gets home again, and that's his 2nd as he reels in another.
Well, you're trying to run an option route at the bottom and get the ball out, but it was good coverage by the Bears, and I know Willie Young, he gets the sack, but there are a few guys there meeting him in the backfield.
Well, this is a good job by Chicago's defense, and you can go back to that tackle made by the corner, Bryce Callahan, on the catch by Chester Rogers, kept him out of the end zone and forces the field goal try of 26 yards by Vinatieri.
They were trying to work Josh Ferguson out of the backfield. Just not enough there for Luck to cut it loose, and then the rush got to him.
It's a little mini win for the Chicago Bears, even though on the scoreboard they trail by 3. Vinatieri is now hit on 36 straight. The Colts today on 4 possessions have gone field goal, touchdown, field goal, field goal. Nobody sees sports quite the way Colin Cowherd and Jason Whitlock do. The brains to know and the guts to say. Catch Colin and Jason as they team up for FS1's daily sports talk show, Speak for Yourself, weekdays at 5 Eastern.
Yeah, I think you made a good point there, Joe, with the Bears. I mean, yeah, they make the good stop. Callahan does. Pass rush gets to Luck. They force a field goal here before the end of this half. But 3rd and long at one point with 3 timeouts, it looked like the Bears would get the ball back and possibly be able to come away with 3 points or more of their own. They can't be real pleased with what happened there.
The Colts will get the ball to start the 2nd half. And we should be looking at a 3-point game at the half. Yes, it's 1-3 against 1-3, but this is a good game, and these are 2 desperate teams looking for some life. I still think it's wide open for the Colts if they can get their stride playing in the South. I mean, that is a division that is, I still think, well up for grabs.
Well, no doubt. And it will be several weeks from now, too.
Haven't had a chance to talk about Brian Hoyer much, but he's a guy who has bounced around. In fact, in 2012, he was with 3 different organizations. Then he went home to the Cleveland Browns. He grew up in the Cleveland area, tore his ACL week 4 of 2013. Then it was Johnny Football drafted there. So he had him breathing down his neck. Last year was signed by Houston, lost the wild card playoff game to Kansas City. And now making his 3rd start with the Bears. Down by 3 at the half. But Hoyer's been good today. He is 13 of 16, 142, 1 touchdown, and still no picks. And Andrew Luck has been that and maybe even better. 18 of 24, 195, 1 touchdown, and no picks. And here's the Bryce Callahan tackle, as he made the play to keep the receiver Chester Rogers out of the end zone. The field goal followed. Callahan has had an impressive half of play here in Indianapolis. So that's the score, as 1-3 meets 1-3. The Visa halftime is coming up. Kurt, Terry, Howie, Michael, and Jimmy. And they'll talk about Tom Brady and his return for those 3-1 Patriots. We'll step aside. Join us for the second half. Should be a good one. Kurt, guys, all yours back in LA. This excitement is brought to you by the new Nissan Titan. That's the way we do it here at Fox Sports, and that was today's excitement, brought to you by the new Nissan Titan. There are the numbers at the half, brought to you in 3-dimensional visual quality. Rushing yardage, big run, ripped off by the rookie Jordan Howard. Longest run by a Bear in over 2,300 rushes, 90 games. A 57-yarder in that first half that set up their only touchdown. Colts will start at their 25, and let's go down to Aaron Andrews.
Got my SPF going here in this sunlight. John Fox started off with him, and he was upset about the penalties in the beginning of this game, as you guys mentioned. He said we really seemed to clean him up there at the end of the first half, and that was going to be something he would address with his team. And he also said we have got to get to Andrew Luck. This patched up defense having a hard time getting to him, and as you can imagine, Chuck Pagano very happy with Luck being able to extend plays. He also said he wasn't upset with his offensive line at all. Thought they did a good job. Have a little bit more after this, Joe.
All right.
Oh, yeah.
From the 25, it's Gore. And the play made by Jarrell Freeman. Aaron?
When we sat with Pagano, obviously, the other day, he was upset with his offensive line, trying to figure things out. He said they needed more communication. He's been happy with that. I will tell you, I did ask him about fatigue, and he said they seem to be fine in the first half. We'll see how it goes here in the second. But there is a lot of talk on the Bears sidelines that they think they can try to tire these guys out the rest of the way for that trip from here.
2nd and 8. Pass is caught by the tight end Doyle. 3rd down coming up.
Yeah, I thought the offensive line, it was far from perfect, and I think you're going to have some of that when you've got young players playing like they do, but I thought they did a good job. Of course, as Aaron pointed out, and Pagano at halftime, the plays that Andrew Luck was able to make with his feet, they have run the ball well. They didn't on first down on this possession. They've run the ball well when they've run it, but heavy pass there in that first half because they're exploiting some of the youth in this Bears secondary. 6 big plays of over 20 yards in the passing game. That's why they're leading this ball game.
3rd down and 4. Extra men on the rush. Luck steps through it. Won't get it. And a good play is made by Danny Trevathan.
Danny Trevathan, as you see that club on his hand, and there was some concern as to how effective he could be. He's made some plays in this game. He does there to stop Luck from picking up the first down. I like what Andrew did there. He takes off scrambling and he doesn't slide. He's trying to do what he can to pick up that first down, just unable to get it, and the Bears able to force a punt.
For McAfee, it's his first punt. LeBlanc is waiting for it. And it's a line drive over his head. Oh, that's well done. Oh, unbelievable. How many times have you and I talked about this?
Drives me crazy. We watched it last week. Seems like every game you've got a well-punted ball, and then these guys lose their minds when they get around it.
It's Jordan Todman. That was terrible.
Today's game is sponsored by Southwest. Yes to low fares with nothing to hide. That's transparency. By Chevrolet. More 2016 J.D. Power Dependability Awards than any other brand. And by DirecTV. If you call yourself a sports fan, you gotta get DirecTV.
A guy named Harrison lived in that house, not Marvin, but Benjamin. Not Rex or George, but Benjamin. 23rd president of these United States of America. Here's a toss to Jordan Howard. Troy, we've talked about this the last couple of weeks. There's just no reason for this to happen. The ball's about to roll to a dead stop.
You see it each week. I mean, on virtually every game that we cover, you see a great punt. And if they just go down there and touch it and kill it, but he didn't go sliding in. Typically, you see a guy slide in and the ball gets away. But as a punter, it's got to drive you batty.
20! Hut!
2nd and 8. Pass is caught for the first down, Meredith, and they like him more and more as this game's going by. He has the touchdown and now an 18-yarder.
You're not kidding. And Brian Hoyer shows great poise in the pocket. He gets back to Cameron Meredith. You know, he's not his first read. You see the route that he runs. He gets Patrick Robinson turned completely around and puts it right on the sideline.
29th NFL start for Brian Hoyer. Handoff to Howard. Brought down by Kendall Langford.
Well, this is, you know, we talk about what had to happen for the Bears defense. That's to stop giving up the big plays in the passing game. For this Colts defense, they've got to find an answer for Jordan Howard. You know, coming into this half, he had almost 80 yards in the first half on 8 carries and some big gains. And here in his second start, he's on his way to his second consecutive 100-yard day.
We may be on our way to a timeout if Josh McNary can't get up. McNary is playing. The Colts during the week, after getting back from London, cut Antonio Cromartie and C.O. Moore, who was their top tackler, and was the guy that they brought in to replace Jarrell Freeman, who's now with the Bears. So they're getting thin at the linebacker ranks, and they're getting younger as they go, as McNary, a third-year pro out of Army, former special teamer, now more involved in the defense, has to check out. 2nd and 8. That was too far out in front of Meredith. And it'll bring up 3rd down and 8. They continue to look at McNary on the sideline. And we'll look at Hoyer with Jordan Howard in the backfield behind him. And now to the side of him. Quarterback and receiver Hoyer and Royal not on the same page. It's 4th down.
The Colts decide to bring a pressure off the edge, and the Bears pick it up. So Hoyer has some time in the pocket, but just a miscommunication there between him and Eddie Royal as to what was expected. Hoyer expected him down the field. Royal runs a comeback. Been better on 3rd down. Not a good down for them through the first few weeks of the season. They've been better today. For the Colts, they force a punt. Not many of these punts in the first half.
McAfee hit one. Now it's O'Donnell hitting it, and Bray on the return. Trying the near side. Outruns Paulson. And crosses the 30. A good return by Quan Bray. of 20 yards brought down by Sam Acho. Once he got around Logan Paulson, a chance for Quan Bray. Colts have it up 3. Screening saves lives, and the NFL and the American Cancer Society encourage everyone to join in the fight against breast cancer. Learn more about A Crucial Catch Day on October 25th and find out how you can help make a crucial catch at NFL.com/pink.
I think it's really great what the league does in the partnership with the Susan G. Komen Foundation, and you see all these players. A lot of women have been impacted by that. A lot of these young men on the field have as well.
Late handoff to Gore. Gore picks up 3. Let's go back to the punt. Sherrick McManus on the outside. He delivers a blow, and then wham, takes one.
I think the one he took was worse than the one he gave.
I would agree with that. 2nd and 7.
Here's a giver.
Luck, sideline. Well covered, Callahan. Pass incomplete. Intended target Chester Rogers, and there's 37 again for Chicago.
Yeah, once again, and he's got great quickness, and he reads this well. Not much separation. You know, it's young player Chester Rogers who's got some quickness of his own, but Callahan, he's right in his hip pocket.
3rd and 7.
Each play like that, the ones he made there in the first half, you just, as a young guy, you just continually get more and more confidence as a player. And fun to watch here today.
Well protected, and pass just took off with a flag. A flag in the secondary as T.Y. Hilton was the target.
Well, there's a lot of grabbing going on at the top of this route. I probably could have called either one of them.
Before the pass was thrown, illegal contact, defense number 37. 5-yard penalty, automatic, 1st down.
Yeah, Callahan felt like he was, you know, kind of victimized there to some degree, that Hilton came up into him. But you're not going to get that call as a defender in this league.
That is the 7th penalty on the Chicago Bears, and it keeps this drive alive for the Colts. Good day for T.Y. Locked down the middle. He has got a receiver, Rogers, but overthrows him. Right through the sunshine and led too far.
And he talked about Rogers and how much he likes him as a guy who just really competes and will go after the football, and you got to worry about that backside safety, but he didn't get. Brzezinski was the safety for the Bears on the backside of that play. Typically that's the one who could come in and make a play on the ball, but Luck just missing a big time play down the field.
Down. Conti. Hey, Conti. No, you're fine. There's 7 in.
Pass is caught by Dwayne Allen, the tight end. 1st down, Indianapolis.
Dwayne Allen, he's getting down the field, and another big gain. What was the yardage on that one? Not a 20-yard deal there, but just under 20 yards, but another big play in this passing game for Andrew Luck. They just had not had any answers for what they've been able to do through the air.
17-yarder to Allen.
5 down. Goal. Right 9, man.
Pass is caught by Bray on 1st down. Here's Carissa with the game break.
Thanks, Joe. Philly at Detroit. Eagles down 21-10. First drive of the second half. 9 plays, 75 yards. Results in this. Carson Wentz to Josh Huff touchdown. 21-17 Detroit. Joe?
Carissa, thanks. There's so much to talk about there, especially with the domino effect that happened when Teddy Bridgewater went down. Then the trade. Bradford's gone. Wentz is playing. Bradford and the Vikings off to a terrific start. The same for Carson Wentz, trying to stay undefeated. 2nd and 3. Extra men on the rush. Colts pick it up for a moment. Down goes Luck in the arms of Akeem Hicks. It'll bring up 3rd down. A loss of 8.
Well, Akeem Hicks is a big man there in the middle, and he's going to get excellent pressure as he just fights through it, and Luck just nothing he can do. And you said it, Vic Fangio, not a guy who likes to bring extra rushers. He's a 4-man rush defensive coordinator, but he's not been able to get to Luck. He brings extra people there, and Akeem Hicks finishes off Luck.
2nd sack for Hicks. 3rd time Luck's been sacked in the game. 3rd and 11. Pass, sideline, caught, and the catch is good by Chester Rogers.
Yeah, that's a heck of a throw right there. That was tight coverage by Callahan on Rogers, and Luck. You have to put this ball out on the boundary, and you're going to see that's pretty good, and he puts it out there perfectly. It's a great throw.
Catch, left foot, right foot. Good call along the sideline. 19 yards, a 1st down. Here's Gore right side. Nowhere to go. Amos was in there, and he wasn't alone.
Well, you mentioned Frank Gore earlier, and the names that he's passed on the all-time rushing list, passing Jim Brown here this afternoon. And you know, Frank Gore's always been one of my favorite guys ever since he came into the league with the 49ers. He's a hard-nosed, tough guy. He's intense, and he's taken a lot of punishment over the course of his career. He's delivered a lot of punishment too.
Here he is, carrying it up the gut to the 20. And a guy who's been through 2 ACL tears. They told him when he was coming out of college from Miami that he wouldn't last. And here he is playing in his 12th year at the age of 33.
They got to force him off the field too. I mean, he really is a true 3-down back. He's good in protection. He's good as a back catching the football. But you know, at his age, they got to rest him a little bit. So they try to find some roles for some of these other guys. But he can do it all, and he has been doing it all for many years.
10th play of the drive. And it's 3rd and 5. Luck down. And the defense for Chicago makes the play as Jonathan Bullard gets the sack.
There's just nothing there. Protection breaks down, and you know, Luck trying to escape outside the pocket. He's just unable to, but just nowhere for him to deliver the football.
Well, the sacks are starting to pile up now. That's 4 on the day for the Chicago defense. First of the year for the rookie Bullard, and a 41-yard try here for Vinatieri. Just automatic. He has hit 37 straight, but the defense gets a stop for Chicago. A 1-score game. The lead is 6 for the 1-3 Colts.
Today's game is sponsored by Verizon. Welcome to Verizon LTE Advanced, the next-gen network.
Good game on a beautiful day in Indianapolis, Indiana. And the comparison of the two quarterbacks. 242 yards for Luck, but only 1 touchdown pass. That was a 1-yarder to Dwayne Allen. Cameron Meredith has the touchdown reception on the toss from Hoyer on the other side. The drive will start at the 25. Well, I don't know if you've seen Lethal Weapon yet, but you have definitely got to check it out. Damon Wayans and Clayne Crawford are perfect together. Non-stop fun for the entire hour. Catch an all-new episode of Lethal Weapon Wednesday on Fox.
We talked about in that first half the Colts offensive line, and I thought it was kind of feast or famine for them. You know, they either gave good protection or Luck was back there, and you know, he's been sacked 4 times. But that possession there, and then you know, in this second half, the Bears have started to really apply some hits, and in that last possession did a really good job of getting home and killing that drive for the Colts.
We saw McNary check out last time the Bears had it. The linebacker for the Colts out with a neck. Here is a pass into a tight window caught by Cameron Meredith. He's had a nice day. That one's good for 13.
Well, he sure has, and as you've said, they're going to have to rely on him heavily. It's a shame what's happened to their first rounder from last year. And missing so much time, you start to question just what it's going to look like, when he comes back from this latest setback.
20!
Here's Howard left side. Sitton was out there helping to block, and Howard lowers his shoulder at the end of it. And John Fox says he's getting a bad spot. Meanwhile, there's a flag down on the field. Let's get the call.
After the play was over, unnecessary roughness, defense number 96. That 15-yard penalty will be enforced from the end of the run, automatic, first down.
Against Henry Anderson for that hit, more into his own player, Clayton Geathers, than Jordan Howard.
Yeah, it didn't look like there was any ill intent. He kind of pulled up after he made contact, but clearly it was late. Howard was on the boundary, and it's a costly penalty, just not a smart play.
12 penalties in this game, 7 for Chicago. Even 100 yards penalized total. Hoyer's in trouble and throws it away. And ends up on his back. Paulson was the target. It looked like Henry Anderson is the one who had pressure. But there's Jay Cutler. You heard Jay Glazer before the game say that this job, when Cutler's ready to go, is going to be Brian Hoyer's job to lose.
Yeah, I mean, that's what it sure seems like. I'm wondering if Hoyer's okay, to be honest with you, Joe. I mean, that's a hit that you can avoid as a quarterback, but the way his right arm got caught underneath him, it doesn't take much to really do some damage to that collarbone when you go down like this. Certainly we've seen that from Tony Romo last year, and I broke my collarbone on something that looked less than that. He was slow to get up.
Delay of game.
Delay of game. Offense number 2. 5-yard penalty. Second down.
Well, I think him being so slow to get up led to the delay of game, and here's the hit again by Anderson.
Yeah, he certainly was slow to get up, and then I think he was nursing it a little bit in the huddle, trying to figure out exactly where he was, and then lost sight of where the play clock was and how much time he had left. But as we saw, Jay Cutler, he's not in uniform today. Matt Barkley then would be the backup.
And now
there's a question on the field about the play game clock. 1 second, please. Clock operator, will you please reset the game clock to 4:56, please? 4:56.
We're going to add 7 seconds on the clock.
Thank you very much.
Before a 2nd and 15. But interesting that Brian Hoyer, who's bounced around in his 6th organization, would be in that position when Cutler comes back. We'll talk about that. Here's Howard on a screen, made the most of it to the 35. 3rd down coming up. The days are over for Jay Cutler with the big contract and somebody saying, we're going to build this around you. Multiple regimes have tried it in Chicago. He seemed to find a rhythm with Adam Gase, who's now in Miami. There'll be teams interested in him, but it appears over in Chicago.
Well, it does. Jerry Angelo's the one who made the trade for him. Phil Emery's the one who signed him to the large contract. Ryan Pace, in his 2nd year as GM, he has some ability next year because of the cap space and that contract to do what he wants to with Jay Cutler.
3rd down and 9. Down the sideline for Royal, incomplete. And now 4th down. As Vontae Davis was in coverage on the sideline, and Eddie Royal was led too far. This will be a 54-yard try.
And Joe, let's be honest about this. I mean, as we see Brian Hoyer, he's done a good job since he's come in, but I got to believe that Ryan Pace, the GM, he's in the market for a quarterback next offseason. Whether Hoyer's on this team or Jay Cutler is on this team. Of course, he wouldn't be because of $16 million.
No good. Wide right, but a flag is down. As T.J. Green came in.
It's going to be another penalty on the Colts. Going to keep this drive alive.
It's a 4th and 9, so it depends on if it's, well, that's pretty legit. If it's running into, or if it's a personal foul. Let's get the call.
Running into the kicker. Defense. 5-yard penalty. Still 4th down.
So it's still 4th down, but if nothing else, it gives Connor Barth another chance. But it was not a personal foul, so it was not a first down. Normally they'll throw the flag and give the personal foul if the defender hits the plant leg of the kicker, or if it's a little bit more violent from the waist down. This was a hit that was into the chest.
Yeah, it was well after the kick. He had both feet down.
Now a 49-yard try. Still no good. And Connor Barth is now 4 for 7 on the year. And it's still a 6-point game. And even with the do-over from 49 instead of 54, Barth misses. Colts by 6. After the miss by Barth, taking over at their own 39, and the Colts up by 6. Picks up 2. Cornelius Washington on the tackle. Bears come into this game tied for last in the NFL at 15.5 points per game. Penalties have been their undoing. Now they miss a field goal. They trail by 6. Luck. Hilton. Short of the first down. 3rd and 2 coming up. Tackle by Amos.
T.Y. Hilton, he coming down with the ball. He's like he does each week. He's had a lot of balls thrown in, his direction. But he's been banged up a little bit in this ball game, and he can ill afford to lose someone of his ability.
20th career 100-yard receiving day. T.Y. Hilton. Pro Bowler the last 2 years. 3rd and 2. Blitz. Luck in trouble. Freeman on his back, incomplete. And the former Colt got home, forced the early throw, and a good stop by the Chicago defense.
Yeah, Freeman just comes clean right through the middle, and they don't squeeze it down.
Now a flag just came out. So everything's on hold. It was thrown well after the play. Long discussion for John Hussey and his crew.
Although the quarterback was outside the pocket, the ball did not get beyond the line of scrimmage. Intentional grounding, number 12. The ball in place at the spot of the foul. Loss of down, 4th down.
So they're going to call grounding. He is out of the pocket, but the ball has got to get to the line of scrimmage, and it fell a yard short.
You don't see that call. I mean, what they would tell you when they don't make that call is no, it just has to get within the vicinity of the line of scrimmage, not across. You don't see that call made very often. I'm really shocked that it got called here.
13-yard penalty. Loss of down, and McAfee just got it away, and a flag is thrown. Contact with Pat McAfee. And let's get the call from Hussey again. That's who threw the flag.
Running into the kicker, defense. 5-yard penalty, 4th down.
So just like we had it a moment ago, it's not the personal foul. It's just running into the kicker. Is a guy who was just added to the roster, the fullback, Paul Asike. Got in there virtually untouched. I don't know how he missed the ball.
That's what I was going to say. I don't know how he didn't block it.
So they're going to tack it on at the end of the play. Bears ball down 6. Small screen, stadium-sized content. Watch live local Sunday games on your smartphone with NFL Mobile. Bears have it down 6. Alshon Jeffrey caught an 8-yarder on the game's first play from scrimmage. No targets since.
Three down.
So he has barely been involved.
He's one-on-one now at the bottom.
Play action. Here he is. Jeffrey, what a catch! And his knees are down at the 45. And right on cue, there's big number 17.
Yeah, they match up with Patrick Robinson. He's had a tough afternoon, and Alshon Jeffrey just gets right by him. And he's a tough matchup with his size and athleticism. He chews up a lot of ground. They open up this drive here with a big game.
39-yarder to Alshon Jeffrey.
Sparrow, 52. Hurry, hut.
Toss to Howard. Howard was good after contact last week. And he's the best back Chicago has for yards after getting hit. 69 of his 111 against the Lions came after contact.
Yeah, you watch him, and the pile seems to always be moving forward. You know, I think the Bears got spoiled there for a number of years with Matt Forte and a lot of the things that he was able to do. Ryan Pace, along with some other veteran guys, when he took over, has slowly gone with some younger people, and Jordan Howard, one of those guys.
Here's Jeffrey again. And Alshon will dive for a first down to the 35, a gain of 8. Alshon Jeffrey is playing on the franchise tag. Could have made the case, and maybe they cut ties with him going forward and rely on Kevin White. Maybe Cameron Meredith gets somebody else, but Kevin White on IR again. Not so easy to get rid of playmaker. That's what Jeffrey is. Underneath, Zach Miller, the tight end, and he gets hit hard at the end of the play. At the 25 for a first down. DeQuell Jackson and Patrick Robinson on the stop.
Well, we wondered how Brian Hoyer's arm was when he went to the ground on that previous possession. He opens up this drive with the deep ball up the right sideline to Alshon Jeffrey, and he's made some good decisions after that one. And that's the one thing, as I said, he has not turned the ball over, and he's been accurate with the football. Has not really put the ball in harm's way since taking over for Cutler.
Keeps it, throws it, pass is caught by Bellamy. And the third quarter will come to an end on that 14-yarder to Josh Bellamy. Here come the Bears. On to the fourth we go. They're down 6. Back after this from your local Fox station. 19-13 at the start of the fourth, and a good situation for the Bears. Except when you look at the division right now, 1-3. It looks like Minnesota's going to go to 5-0 with all those injuries. No Khalil and no Adrian Peterson and no Teddy Bridgewater.
Well, we saw what Denver did with great defense last year, and I think they've got more going for them offensively. But that defense for Minnesota is for real.
Before we can get it going, something happened on the field back inside the 10. Are we looking for a contact or something? Or somebody is injured? There's nothing going on, and it's Patrick Robinson who's bending his knee like, I don't know, something may have grabbed on him. Let's see. Yeah, just to go out to his position, he went down. He's going to have to check out. T.J. Green will take over.
You kind of wonder if that's something that's been bothering him throughout this game, or if it's just something that kind of happened, right then.
He missed weeks 2 and 3. He's back. Now he's on the sideline. He's got 6 tackles and a forced fumble in this game. They hand it off, and it's Howard back to the line of scrimmage. That's it. Well, the Indianapolis Colts are in the same spot, really, although they're not trailing a team as good as the Minnesota Vikings. They're trailing the Texans So again, I'll say it. I mean, we're only in week 5. It's ridiculous to say a division's still up for grabs, obviously, but I think this Colts team can win this division.
Well, they've dominated this division since 2012. They've played 500 football against everyone else in the league, and so it makes you wonder at times, are they really a contender or just the beneficiary of a bad division?
Quick throw, pass is caught. Cameron Meredith, but he's only to the 6.5. Third down coming up. Chuck Pagano has had a good run against the AFC South, but there he is, one game over 500 against the rest of the NFL. 3rd and 5. Protection, floating. Royal doesn't see it. Wasn't catchable, I don't think, anyway, but Eddie Royal never saw it.
Yeah, I don't think it was catchable either. You know, he's right there in that sun, and I think you try to, look back. They have the roof open, and it looked like that might have been a factor, although, as you said, I don't know that it would have mattered much anyway, because he was probably not going to be something he's going to be able to catch and keep in play. It's disappointing here for the Bears, having to settle for another field goal attempt.
And a short one at 24 yards for Barth, who's not exactly bursting with confidence right now. Coming off a 49-yard miss, he hits from 24, and it's a 3-point game. Early 4th quarter in Indy.
Today's game on Fox is sponsored by Nissan, innovation that excites, and by T-Mobile, bringing you greater coverage of today's game.
On Tuesday, Kyle Long and his foundation Dream Builders helped open and dedicate a playground on the west side of Chicago at Ellen Gates Star Park. Both Kyle and his older brother Chris, very philanthropic. Chris involved with the Clean Water Initiative, and Kyle told the story about how when he was little he was so big that at times he wasn't allowed to go out to recess because he was so much bigger than the other kids. When his mom Diane heard about that, she marched right down to the school and said, "You let my kid out on that playground or there's going to be hell to pay." 3-point game. Welcome inside the booth. I'm Joe Buck along with Troy Aikman. I would not stand in the way of Diane
He's
Long.
like Shrek, huh? Or no, I wouldn't stand.
No.
I wouldn't stand in her way either.
No.
But you're pretty good size if they won't let you on the playground.
Yeah, I would say it's been a good game. I mean, 1-3 against 1-3, and now we'll see the Colts up by 3 with the football.
Yeah, it's 2 teams, 1-3. Hey, I mean, they both desperately need a win. The Bears need another win after winning last week. The Colts, they really need a win with high expectations coming into this season. And, this game's been kind of hit or miss. There's been too many penalties, a lot of negative plays, some good plays, but who's going to hang on to this thing and pull it out with 13 minutes to play?
Here's a throw that's off the hands of the tight end Jack Doyle and nearly picked off. It's Tracy Porter thinking about what might have been 2nd and 10.
Yeah, just unable to make the play there, Doyle, and a ball pops up like that, especially when you got coverage in behind it. A lot of times you see that one certainly intercepted, sometimes returned for touchdowns.
Look at the drops. 11th drop pass, that's the most in the NFL. 2nd and 10.
Near 60!
Here's Gore. He ran into a wall named Trevathan. Let's go to Kurt with a game break.
Well, Tom Brady picking up right where he left off as usual. 3rd touchdown pass of the game, all 3 to Martellus Bennett. He's got 339-yard passing and those 3 scores. New England in firm control going the 4th quarter in Cleveland. Joe, Troy, and Aaron.
Martellus Bennett, Kurt, the former Chicago Bear. Dallas Cowboy and a big weapon for Tom Brady now. 3rd and 8.
Seems like a lot of guys go to New England and seem to play a little better than where they had been.
Blitz. Luck. Sacked again. Willie Young, he's been in there all day.
Well, Joe Haig, the right tackle, he's the one who's trying to block Willie Young, and he just gets him off balance, drives him back into the backfield, comes off of it, and makes a play as Andrew Luck tries to climb up in the pocket. This second half, he's taken more and more hits, and we saw what happened to this team last year and what happened to Andrew Luck, and how many times can he get hit like this during a ball game and continue to come back and play?
Sacked 6 times a week ago, 5 times in this game, 3 of them by Willie Young. And here is a brilliant kick by McAfee, and they don't let it get down near the 1. Farley tapped it down, and McAfee, who is full of personality, taking bows after a 74-yard punt. Bears have it deep in their own territory. Well, a career-long 74-yard punt by Pat McAfee. You see the possessions first half to second half. And the Bears have it starting at their own 4, down by 3. Quick throw, Jeffrey, right side. Davis knocks him out. Meanwhile, there are stats for everything as you see Willie Young rack up his 3rd sack of the game.
Well, you see Haig, he gets off balance and ran. Willie Young, he just gets right into him, and once he gets him going, then he's able to come off and make a play, and he's had himself a nice afternoon.
20!
2nd and 2. Toss to Howard. He's got a first down. Well, the roof is open today here at Lucas Oil, and the window is open. This is the 15th game that they've played in these conditions, and the Colts are 7-7 in the first 14. They're 8-0 with the roof open and the window closed, but it's so nice outside. The big window's open at the end of the stadium, and so is the roof.
Like 20!
Starting this drive inside their 5. How far will it go? Hoyer slides, throws, has Miller. The tight end shakes 1 tackle and ends up with a gain of 4. Clayton Geathers on the stop.
Well, just the fact that the Bears were able to pick up a first down and get the ball off the 4-yard line. They come out the first play, they get it to Jeffrey, and a nice gain, a good call by offensive coordinator Dal Loggins, and they're in good position now where they can open up the playbook and do what they want.
Like 20!
Toss to Howard. Good blocking. First down to the 30.
You called it. I mean, excellent blocking along that left side, and then just the patience really of Jordan Howard. He allows those guys to get out in front of him and pick up the key blocks. You see the patience that he shows, and he's a one-cut runner.
And now because they were late with substitutions, Indianapolis has to use a timeout. First of the half.
First start timeout, Indianapolis.
So we'll take a break. It'll be first down for the Bears when we come back as they trail by 3.
Today's game is sponsored by the new Bacon King Sandwich. 6 strips of crispy bacon piled atop a half pound of 100% beef. Only at Burger King.
First down for Chicago at their own 31.
20!
Hoyer protected. Miller into Colts territory. And the big tight end who's become a favorite target for Brian Hoyer. Good for 23.
Well, it's a good route at the top. He snaps it to the outside, and great anticipation by Brian Hoyer. He turns it loose with great timing, and just no defense for that.
Hoyer continues to impress.
But I tell you, the Bears in this second half, they've outplayed, as you see the number of yards in the second half. They've completely outplayed the Colts here in the second half of this ball game.
Defense has stepped it up. Now the offense trying to complement. Here's Royal to the 40. Let's go down to Aaron Andrews.
Indy defense taking a hit now, and also taking a hit with their cornerback Patrick Robinson. He's doubtful to return with a knee injury. We saw him grab it in that kind of bizarre non-contact play out there, he was just standing, and this is a guy who'd missed weeks 2 and 3 with a head injury, and Chuck Pagano telling us he was just starting to get the rust off.
Now he's on the sideline as the Bears have moved from inside their 5, have another first down at the 35 of Indianapolis. Howard carries for 6.
And really good stuff by Howard as he wants to get to the outside. But Charles Leno, he's blocking and he can't quite get the edge, and so Howard helps him set up his block and comes underneath it. It's good running by Jordan Howard.
Back-to-back 100-yard games.
What a drive this is. Again, so this drive started on the 4-yard line.
Hey, Lions. Change it.
Blitz, quick throw, Meredith with blocking. Brought down from behind, and that might have been a big tackle by Zach Kerr.
And Zach Kerr, is a big guy, and he continues to give great hustle and effort, comes in from behind. Kudos to him. He had a convoy out in front of him, leading the way.
Here's that play. Look at the bodies in front of him. Boy, I think that saves a touchdown.
Yeah, Kerr doesn't show great effort. I agree. I think it's 6 points.
On first down, Hoyer. It's Howard. There's the touchdown, Chicago.
It's a great drive. It's bad defense. You're going to see Antonio Morrison, the linebacker. He gets out of position. He comes in late, and he just completely misplays it. Doesn't come up and cover Howard. It's just a check down route. It's a break in coverage and just poor linebacking play by Morrison.
These aren't automatic. Barth knocks it through. And how about the Chicago Bears? And a couple of their youngsters, led by Hoyer and the rookie Jordan Howard, up 4. The Bears have stepped it up defensively and offensively. Just put together, Troy, their longest drive in over 7 years, 96 yards.
It was a great drive, and what's going on with this Colts defense? I mean, they've been bad for a long time, and here the Bears come in and they moved the ball decent last week against the Detroit Lions, but the Bears offensively have gone for 450 yards in this game. This Colts defense has not been good.
On the return, it's Todman. Can't get to the 20. During the break, the 11-year pro DeQuell Jackson was trying to fire up the troops, but it may be too late unless this Colts offense figures something out. It's been a bad second half for the Colts on offense.
Well, you think about it, Joe. Since 2010, the Colts have had just one season where they finished better than 20th in the NFL in total defense, and that was 2 years ago when they made it to the AFC Championship game. And they just have not been able to put together any type of complement to what they've been able to do offensively for many years.
And now Hoyer's numbers are better than Luck's.
Well, they've gone 3 and out 3 of the last 4 possessions.
Pass is caught. T.Y. Hilton cannot shake the tackle. Jacoby Glenn, one of the young corners for Chicago, a gain of 5.
I think you got to give some credit to these players on the field and the job that they've done. But Vic Fangio, who he has found a way, kind of piece it together each week. They've played pretty well. They had a bad outing defensively against the Cowboys a couple weeks ago, but other than that, pretty good.
Luck out to his left, throws across his body, and has got the tight end Dwayne Allen. The Colts trying to get their traction again on offense. That one good for 20.
Well, you start to feel the urgency of the moment and knowing that they're behind and what has to happen. Picking the tempo up here offensively.
Only their 4th first down of this second half.
Pretty hot.
Willie Young was anxious. He's already got 3 sacks, but he left too soon.
Deuces on infraction. Defense number 97. 5-yard penalty. First down.
Makes it 1st and 5.
Well, the Colts really heavy in the pass game in this ball game. You'd expect some of that, as we've said, with some of the youth and young players in this secondary. But they've run the ball well on the occasions that they've run it.
Play action. Allen out to the left has got another first down. Working on Jacoby Glenn. Under 5.5 to go. And the offensive coordinator, Rob Chudzinski, who took over halfway through last year. Third coordinator over 5 years.
He's a good offensive mind.
Here's a first down pass. It's caught by Hilton, and he will just slide down with a gain of 8.
Look at this Bears defense reeling a little bit right now. You see the Bears are substituting some players. Andrews slows it down a little bit here on this play.
Luck's been so good in the 4th quarter this season.
Hey, Dallas, rise. Dallas, even none. Like 70.
2nd and 2. Delayed handoff 4. First down at the 35. Last week against Jacksonville over at Wembley Stadium, the Colts fell behind big early. And that forced the Colts to hurry things up and put the game in the hands of Andrew Luck, who has the 4th best quarterback rating in the NFL in the last quarter at over 111 coming in.
Well, this team at times, they get to where they rely a little too heavily on the heroics of Andrew Luck in the 4th quarter.
Hey, Key, rattle. Hey, rough. Key. White 90.
On first down the middle. Hilton, touchdown, Indianapolis. Back on top for the Colts.
Well, that was too easy. There's no middle safety, and it's just one-on-one on the outside. They're running what they call a 2 deep quarters coverage to this one side. Safety bites on the out-breaking route, and once you run the inside guy vertical, you're one-on-one then on the corner. There's no help to the inside for that defensive back. T.Y. Hilton takes the post. Easy touchdown.
10th touchdown pass of the season for Andrew Luck. And 9 of the 10, Troy, have come with the Colts trailing in the ballgame. He had to lead them back for the win over San Diego. The big comeback effort last week, 3 touchdowns the final 18 minutes, but lost by 3. And now this to regain the lead.
You've got an inside route that's going to the sideline, and that pulls Adrian Amos to the boundary. If that inside receiver runs a crossing route, it frees up Amos to double the inside with T.Y. Hilton. They know they've got that coverage, so it's called the 78 combination for the offense, and it's perfect against that coverage, and it allows you to take a shot for a big play. You're going to see the outside breaking around here post. This guy has to cover him when he goes to the outside, which then leaves him one-on-one to the post. So Amos initially is in position, but he has to go cover the boundary, and with outside leverage against T.Y. Hilton, he is not going to cover it.
What a day for Hilton. 10 catches, 171. And now his 3rd straight game with a touchdown as McAfee drives it into the end zone. Here comes Thompson. Deontay to the 15, that's it. First guy there was Edwin Jackson. Tomorrow it's National League Division Series Game 3. in San Francisco. One of the great baseball venues in the country and one of the terrific pitching matchups that this postseason can provide. Madison Bumgarner against Jake Arrieta. Cubs up 2 games to nothing, and there are the numbers. Nobody's been better as a starter in the postseason than Bumgarner now for a long time.
Well, we saw Vic Fangio down there on the field today talking about those Chicago Cubs. He's fired up about it.
He's a huge baseball fan. On first down, pass caught. And now out. That's a live ball. And the first turnover of the game as Meredith put it on the ground. And Jackson was there to recover.
It was close, but it sure looked like DeQuell Jackson was able to get to it before he got out of bounds. Just knocked out right there, and he hauls it in. And boy, Cameron Meredith, who's had himself a nice afternoon, just unable to maintain possession as Melvin makes a nice play on the ball and strips him.
Rashawn Melvin knocked it out. And yeah, Meredith has had a nice game, but he'll leave with a bad taste in his mouth unless something big happens for Chicago. They're going to look at it, review on the catch and then on the fumble recovery. The call when we come back. We'll get the call right away. They looked at the catch and then the recovery.
After review, the ruling on the field stands. Indianapolis' ball, first down.
It's a turnover, so they look at it. Then they went to the booth, and the question, I think, was more, was it a catch? Could he make a football move? And then did the fumble occur? And that's what they verified looking at it in replay. And clearly, DeQuell Jackson is able to recover the ball before he and the ball are out of bounds. First turnover of the game. And this will be the 4th false start.
Offense number 75. 5-yard penalty. First down.
It's Muhort. 4 false starts here at home for Indianapolis.
You set yourself behind the chains just to start. But going back to that last play, yeah, you know, you look at it, and it seems that every year there's a new emphasis on what they're looking at, whether something's a catch or not. I thought it was a good job on the officials' part sticking with the call on the field. I thought it was a fumble.
Here's Gore. This game is not over. It's a 3-point game right now. Chicago with 3 timeouts. But right now it's Chicago trailing because of this touchdown throw to T.Y. Hilton.
Yeah, not a lot to the route, really. I mean, just take off and go. And Jacoby Glenn just not able to keep stride with him.
All 3 timeouts remaining for the Bears.
Hey, Celtics top rock. Celtics top rock.
Hey, double A 50, double A 50.
Yeah. Like 70.
Here's Gore. It'll bring up 3rd down and a timeout taken by Chicago. Freeman on the stop. And it'll set up a big 3rd down. Obviously, if they don't get the first, the field goal try will follow. People affected by severe weather and other disasters need help now. To support those impacted by Hurricane Matthew, text Matthew to 90999 to give $10 to American Red Cross Hurricane Relief.
That's some tough running right there by Frank Gore. Andrew Luck doing a good job of getting the play clock down inside of 5 seconds, taking as much time off the clock as he can, and try to milk this thing down. And Frank Gore with some tough inside running.
Big 3rd down here, 3rd and 4.
Lester.
Like 20.
Boy, that is not well done by Andrew Luck at all.
Play
He
again.
knows it.
Offense number 12. 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
Boy, this is a real smart quarterback who just made a big mistake.
A big mistake. I mean, now the difference in that, converting that, is significant. The Bears were overloading the box, doing everything they could to make sure that they were not going to pick up the first down on the ground. You had one-on-one on the outside across the board if you want to take a shot on any one of these guys here. But Andrew Luck just loses sight of the play clock.
So it makes it 3rd and 9.
And now the Bears go to a 2-deep coverage. There'll be man coverage underneath and 2 safeties back.
Play action. Luck to the end zone. Dorsett. Incomplete, no flag. LeBlanc in coverage. And that penalty then forces a throw, and the incompletion stops the clock with 2:33 left. Well, that was a big mistake by Andrew Luck.
It was.
That delay game.
Yes, it was. And now, you know, even with Vinatieri here, if he makes this, it's still just a 6-point game. You know, with still plenty of time on the clock for Brian Hoyer.
2 timeouts, the 2-minute warning still to come. This from 46. He's so good. 5 for 5 on the day, and he's made 38 straight.
Go back and take a look at that 3rd down play, Joe, and Trayvon LeBlanc. It could have gone either way. I mean, he really didn't get his head turned around to make a play on the ball. It's one-on-one, as you see, and Dorsett has him beat, but I like that it was a non-call. I didn't think there was a lot there, but I wouldn't have argued too much if they had called it either, because he was not making a play and there was in fact contact.
I'm not going to say the entire Bears offense is available to him. You have to hurry it up to some degree. They need a touchdown, but they've got 2 timeouts, the 2-minute warning, 2.5 minutes. And Brian Hoyer, their quarterback, has had a huge day, thrown for 340, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, and only the 2nd Bear quarterback ever to have 3 straight 300-yard games. He is playing terrific football.
And this is where you kind of earn your stripes, right? I mean, he's played well, but now these are the points in a game that separate the Drew Breeses and the Aaron Rodgers and the Tom Bradys and those guys. And no matter how well you've played up till now, with this much time on the clock, now you got to go do it when you got a chance to go win a ball game. The good news for him, Joe, is that he's done it here. You know, he has had a good game, especially here in the second half. They have gone right through this Colts defense, with the exception of the turnover on the previous possession.
Well, a big game for Jordan Howard. 163 total yards, a rushing touchdown, a receiving touchdown. This kid is right there, number 24, 5th-round pick out of Indiana, making Hoosiers proud here in the Hoosier State. Here we go. Hoyer, sideline, Meredith, first down.
A little redemption for Cameron Meredith. You know, they come right back to him. He's a big target, a long strider, and he runs good routes. Hoyer threw a nice ball too, putting it out on the boundary, giving him a chance to go make a play.
Former quarterback in college, not drafted out of Illinois State. Looks like he's emerging for Chicago. Meredith. Blitz. Hoyer gets rid of it, gets hit, and somehow completes it to Jeffrey.
Yeah, this is really good by Brian Hoyer, knowing exactly where the landmark was for his receiver, and he turns this ball loose. The receiver's nowhere near at the top of his route when he turns that ball loose, and he knows he's got a rusher in his face. He lays it to the sideline. It's the difference in a completion and a ball that stops the clock and incomplete.
And he got popped by Antonio Morrison at the end of it. Already inside Colts territory. Hoyer. Pass is caught by Miller somehow. Down inside the 35 to the 30. And that will likely take us to the 2-minute warning. And now before we get there, a player's down for Indianapolis. Well, this has been in a blink.
Haven't wasted much time.
It's Darius Butler who's down.
Clock operator, will you please reset the game clock to 2:03, please? 2:03.
And because of the injury to Butler, they stopped the clock with 2:03 left.
Well, they're already without Patrick Robinson, and now you start thinking about Darius Butler unable to finish.
Chuck Pagano has made his name in the NFL on the defensive side of the ball. He was a guy in charge for a while in Baltimore, that great Ravens defense. This has got to be eating him up, watching Chicago and Brian Hoyer go right through him. So now Butler has to check out. Let's go back to that completion to Alshon Jeffrey.
Oh yeah, there it is right there. And when Hoyer turned it loose, Jeffrey was still into the top of his route. It's just a lot of time on the practice field and trust for a quarterback to turn it loose that early.
The Bears are over 500 yards of offense on the day. What a game. In Indianapolis, 2-minute warning.
Today's game on Fox is sponsored by State Farm, here to help life go right.
Baseball coming up. Game 3 probables tomorrow on FS1. Jake Arrieta, Madison Bumgarner. What a matchup. With the Cubs up 2-0 Division Series. 2 minutes left here. Bears have it with a first down.
Hey, we're going.
Down 6.
We're going.
Hoyer, little comeback route, and Jeffrey incomplete. Meanwhile, you talked about the injuries to the secondary. Patrick Robinson, Troy back out there, but we'll see how he gets along. His return was questionable, and then we just saw Darius Butler leave. So the injuries keep coming for the Colts, and they're backed up here at 1-3 and facing a red-hot Bears offense at the moment.
They're pretty thin in that secondary, and then again with Patrick Robinson, and obviously he's not at full strength, haven't left the game with the knee injury, and Hoyer has some options as to who he wants to try to target. Their best corner, Vontae Davis, here lined up on Alshon Jeffrey.
Hoyer underneath, Zach Miller out of bounds, and they'll mark him at the 25. A game that's featured 3 lead changes, 2 ties, is hanging in the balance here with 1:52 left. Third down. 2 downs to get 5 yards for Brian Hoyer.
Interesting, they go on with the empty set here. Get 5 guys out. There's some confusion. Now they're getting out. They had to call a timeout. They're getting Eric Walden out, trying to get him lined up on Jordan Howard, who split out, and the Colts defensively were in complete disarray.
Well, that's a second timeout taken by Indianapolis.
You see here, he's trying to signal nobody was over there. If they'd gotten the ball snapped, if Hoyer had seen it and just gotten the ball snapped right away and got it out, I mean, you could tell right there was nobody out there covering Jordan Howard split out wide. He was right here. Nobody goes with him, but this is Walden coming late.
Well, now Indianapolis, if the Bears were to score, they have only 1 timeout left. A lot of time left, 1:52. Blitz. Flag, pass, incomplete. And out on the edge, it was Bobby Massey who did a takedown, and he and Kyle Long slow to get up. See if this is against the Bears, and it is a hold against Massey.
Holding, offense number 70, 10-yard penalty, third down.
He was about to get run over, and he did a takedown.
Now they prefer to give him a little bit of help. on the outside, and he just gets steamrolled really and grabs and pulls down. A very costly penalty on the right tackle now, making it 3rd and long.
It's 3rd and 15. Hoyer underneath Royal. What a move. But short of the first down. Ball comes out, but he was down, and now it's 4th down.
Well, it comes down to this. This time they give Massey, the right tackle, they do give him some help with the back. Help shore things up, but just unable to get anything further down the field. He's got Howard who comes and helps chip. Helps secure that edge. Well, this is it.
4th and 8. Hoyer down the middle, pass behind the receiver, incomplete. Meredith the target, and the Colts will take over.
There's Alshon Jeffrey, and he was able to get by Vontae Davis. Maybe you got a shot at him, but Hoyer is working the middle of the field. If he makes a throw to Meredith, maybe he can go up and make a play for it. A lot of bodies in there. He had no chance. It was in behind him.
Meredith was looking for a flag as Melvin had a little bit of a hook around the body of Cameron Meredith. Didn't get the call.
Yeah, he had the shot. If he had seen some of the rotation, he had a shot to Alshon Jeffrey one-on-one against their best corner, Vontae Davis, but Jeffrey got by him.
Here's Frank Gore. Cuts it back and will stay in bounds. Mark.
He was running. It looked like he was going to run out of bounds. And I thought, wow, for a guy of his experience, surely he's going to stay in. He cut it back and kept the ball in play.
It's a big Fox NFL Sunday doubleheader, Week 6 next week. Good as that. Next week, Week 6, America's Game of the Week. The Dallas Cowboys on the road, led by Dak Prescott. Fellow rookie Ezekiel Elliott at the Green Bay Packers late Sunday at Lambeau. Tom Brenneman, Troy Aikman, Aaron Andrews will be with you for the call.
Go back and take a look again at this 4th down play and Alshon Jeffrey on Vontae Davis. Vontae Davis just really misplayed it as though he maybe thought he was going to have some help, but he didn't, and Jeffrey knows that there was a good opportunity there. But what did this Bears team in was the inability to come away with touchdowns when they got in there close, and then too many penalties. They had drives going, and penalties would just set them back, and it just became too much for them to overcome. And on this last possession, even though they had taken the lead, on this last possession, the hold there by the right tackle, Bobby Massey, just became too much to overcome.
10 penalties in the game for the Chicago Bears, 80 yards of penalty yardage. 9 for the Colts, and in the end, in the matchup of these two 1-3 teams, Chuck Pagano and John Fox come together.